We are now live. You can see yourselves in the camera over there, but you don't look at, you know. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Community Updates and Enlightened Hearts. I'm your host, Michelle White, and we have my co-host, Dr. Regina Hall, who's the traffic is heavy. She's on her way. And this evening or this afternoon, we have another Lions Club member, because I'm also a Lions Club member. Oh, here comes Dr. Regina now. So we have Lion Deborah Turner, and we have Dr. Mary Seegers, who's going to be sharing some things with us about what she does. And and Miss Lion Deborah Turner has an organization called Lotus House Cafe, and she's going to be telling us all about that. So we're going to be talking about some wonderful things this evening. Good evening. Hello. We've got Dr. Regina right here. Hey, Dr. Regina.
Hello. Hi, Dr. Regina.
Hi, Dr. Regina.
So, of course, as we do for community updates, I'm going to keep directing you to my Facebook page. And go to Michelle Turner White, because it takes up a lot of time. I love giving you all the information. And one of the things that had me to even get started with this podcast is because there's so much information out here, so many services that people just don't know where it is, how to find it. So continue to please, when you go to watching the show, let people know you can catch us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all of the streaming platforms. If you go to YouTube, just type in Community Updates and Enlightened Hearts on Wjzz Cool TV. That's where we are, right here on Wjzz Cool TV. And you can catch us. You can see all the replays anytime. But people are telling me all the time, oh, I love the information. Share the information. Please don't forget to hit, every time you watch us, we need you to hit like, subscribe, and share. And we thank you for over the 80,000 people around the world that are watching the show. Yeah, that's right. That's an awesome accomplishment. And this information is getting out to people. So please share it. So I'm just going to mention there are a couple of job fairs that are taking place tomorrow. You can go to my page and get that information. There is at least 2 job fairs that are taking place tomorrow. There is a teen counselors for Michigan State University, teens that can become summer counselors. You know, your college students or teenage high school students looking to get into college. They need community service credits. They can become counselors and go and work in the college, get the college atmosphere at Michigan State University. So check it out. I have it all on my Facebook page, and that's Michelle Turner White on Facebook. And then Forgotten Harvest, the grocery prices have gone up so much. Yes. Forgotten Harvest, Gleaners, and Focus Hope are giving food out every single day, Monday through Saturday. Yeah. They give out free food. Go to their Facebook pages and find out where and it's all over in Oakland, Wayne, Macomb, all the counties in Michigan. Yeah. And I'm not sure if they extend out beyond, if their organization is national or not. I believe maybe 1 or 2 of them might be national. But go to their Facebook pages and check it out. But I can guarantee you they get national funding. That means even if it's not called Forgotten Harvest in your area, wherever you're listening from, there are national organization food pantries that are giving out free food in your area. Go to U.S. government national program. Check it out for whatever state you live in. And this evening, Deborah Turner is Low Vision. And she's going to be telling us about her organization that is Low Vision. And we had on our show last week, Deborah, we had Lion Deborah Love and Lion Sabrina and Lion Ron Coleman. And they have an event coming up this coming Saturday, the 24th on Saturday, and they're going to be teaching people Braille, teaching you sign language. that is a excellent skill. There are more people looking for you to come to their event, and they will pay you if you know sign language than there are people that know sign language. So go to again, that's on my Facebook page. Check it all out. Dr. Sabrina, did you have anything that you want to share? Any events? And one more thing, I can't keep forgetting about the water. I can't, every time I turn around, I'm seeing something else about water being bad or the water being polluted, or you need to not use your water or boil your water. Go to Ready Refresh. Call 248-798-0232. Get the water brought to your home. Fresh spring water, alkaline water, whatever water you like. Again, that's 248-798-0232. It is affordable. Call Ready Refresh today. Dr. Sabrina, did you have anything that you wanted to share?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Regina.
What did I call you?
Sabrina.
Sorry.
So fast.
Because I spent 15 minutes before talking about it. I said, I can't do that. What I just told them. I said, can't do that. I got to talk fast. Like those people that do the audition, not the audition, but when you're buying stuff, what do you call it?
Right.
For auctions. Yes.
Right. That's exactly what just happened.
I was trying.
You did great. Well, what I just want to say is that we just celebrated Juneteenth, right?
Yes.
And Juneteenth is every day.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's right. Every day.
So I just want to encourage others, around the nation, this is a time for embracing others. A time for loving and caring, a time for us to show that in order for us to really accept that we're true Americans, is that everybody that lives here, God made them. How about that?
That's right.
And that's just it. And so I just want to encourage us to spread love. Because there is no law against love.
That's right.
That's it.
Wonderful.
That is awesome.
Beautiful. So true.
So with that, as she said, Juneteenth is something, we were sharing the history of it, and I was at a Juneteenth celebration that Wayne County Community College had in Harper Woods. And there was an awesome gentleman that was sharing his history of Juneteenth. I spoke to him. We're going to have him on the show. Because we need to know that history, get it ingrained in us, and to know why. Because I really didn't quite know why. It got ingrained in me more this year as to why we celebrate Juneteenth. Because that's the day we were really freed, 1865, on the June 18th, 1865. So that's where the word spread all around.
That's right.
Because before it wasn't known everywhere.
Well, and we have to give credit, right, to our president, who was
Abraham
the one that
Lincoln
signed it. No.
Yeah. Oh,
Who
President
signed it?
Biden.
He
Yes.
signed it.
Yes.
Into
And
law.
national holiday
Yes,
now.
made it a national holiday.
Yes.
And so my hope is that all around the country, because I believe it's only 22 states that celebrated that they have called it a national holiday. So we in 50 states.
Right.
So we need to
keep getting the word out.
We need to keep getting the word out. I just want to encourage. We have anyone watching from Mississippi, please. If you can celebrate a Confederate Day, let's celebrate Juneteenth Day.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So we have, I'll start with you, Deborah. We tell us a bit about your background and about the Lotus House Cafe and what made you get into, tell us about Lotus House Cafe.
Okay, my name is Deborah Turner, and I am visually impaired. I lost my sight at the age of 15, and it was due to medication.
You wouldn't know that looking at her.
Right.
And I had 20/20 vision before that. I was running track, doing gymnastics, very active. My mother always put us in all kind of sports activities. She kept us busy. We were in young black women's clubs, all kind of stuff. And I was running track one day. I passed out on the field, Passed out going to school. My brother had to take me home. It was just all kind of stuff. I was in the hospital for a year before they figured out what it was. It was optic neuritis. I had vasculitis of all my blood vessels. And due to the optic neuritis, that's what caused the deficit in my vision. And so when I lost my sight, I didn't know what to do. I had no guidance. My mother didn't really know what to do. The doctor's office, they just said, well, we're going to refer you to the Michigan Commission for the Blind, because this was back in 1980. And so they referred me to the Michigan Commission for the Blind at that time. And they only focus on vocational training. They didn't focus on the mental part of it. And it took me a long time to come to grips with it, because it's a loss. And you go through a grief. You go through a grieving period. It's a loss, just like a death. And so I went through a lot of programs trying to find out what could I do now, because I had things that I wanted to do. I wanted to go to college and become a veterinarian, a journalist, and a lawyer. Those were my goals. And I said, I can no longer do that. So one of the things that I found, when people lose their sight, they don't have they don't have any of those resources. We need counseling. We need help. We need guidance. We need We need mental and emotional help so that we can become stable enough to do the vocational training. Because I went through so many trainings. I went through transcription. I went through. They sent me to Flint, Kalamazoo, all different places. And none of it worked, because I still was not stable as far as knowing, my mental health, my emotional health, and what I should do. So I eventually became an occupational therapist. I went to school, got my associate degree in that, and I did that for almost 20-some years. And just working with people with disabilities, it helped me to be able to encourage them. I never told people that I was visually impaired. I just went to work, I did the job. And like my patients, my coworkers knew. My patients, I didn't tell them unless I needed to. When I saw they needed encouragement, I would say, listen, I'm visually impaired. If I can do what I'm doing, you can do you can do these exercises, and you can become as independent as you possibly can. And that's one of the reasons why I opened up Lotus House Cafe. It's a nonprofit focusing on the blind and visually impaired community, to provide inclusivity and socioeconomic empowerment for the blind and visually impaired, because a lot of us are on Social Security. We don't really know what we can do, and we can. I became a CPR instructor. I did the occupational therapy thing. I worked in daycare. I did whatever I could do. I volunteered several different places. I worked in hospitals. I worked subacute care, and I had to adapt. I had to learn how to adapt. But
subacute care, you really did some adapting.
I worked, people coming right out of surgery, you had to do exercises with them. And one of the things that we as blind and visually impaired people need to work on is our communication skills, which is good that they're having that event. Communication,
it's about communication,
interpersonal skills.
Yes.
Interpersonal skills, becoming as independent as you possibly can, because we can't do everything. We have a limitation, so you do what you can up to that limitation, but you still do it. A lot of people, they'll just sit back and not do anything because they're not motivated. And I want to be able to motivate people to do, a lot more things. I've done a lot. I've rollerbladed. I rode bikes. Couldn't see nothing, but I ride the bike, okay? My sister, me and her, we rollerblade out of Belle Isle. I done failed so many times, but I get back up. I get back up, and I enjoy my life, But the mental health part of it, there are people, they commit suicide, they become depressed. I went through the depression, I went through the anger, I went through all of that. But I had to say, listen, I'm still here, I'm alive. I have to do something with my life. And I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to tell them, hey, if I can do this, you can do this, And I want to create educational opportunities, cause them to help people to become more independent, as well as
Now, are you working with Sabrina too? I know you know Sabrina, who does Sabrina was our guest we had on last week.
Sabrina
And she's,
No.
I don't know Sabrina. She just got married. She's a Lion Sabrina.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
she runs a IT program
Yeah,
to teach
yeah.
you how to navigate computers and phone, even though you're blind or low vision.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Are you
I
working
do know
with her?
Sabrina. No.
Well, you gotta
I've
come out next Saturday.
Yeah, I've
This coming
contacted her.
Saturday.
I've contacted her. I just hadn't heard back. I
Yes.
guess because she's very busy, but I did contact
You
her.
two, she will be at the event this coming Saturday.
Okay.
You two definitely
Okay.
need to
Yeah.
be in touch with
Yes.
one another.
Such an
Because-
inspiration.
Yes,
I just want to
thank
pause
you.
a second and just say, I'm so inspired by what you're saying, and I
Mhm,
want to
me too.
encourage our callers to call in, and they can reach us at 313-355-6018.
Thank you,
Say
ma'am.
that number a little slower.
Yes, 313-355-6018. And please call in and be inspired by Deborah Turner as well as Dr. Mary Seeger. And so you can finish, Deborah. Just really want you to know that we are inspired.
Very
We want our
inspired.
callers
Thank
to
you.
call in and see
Okay.
Me
you know,
too.
if you
Yes.
can provide them any direction if they're
Okay.
dealing with some of these
Okay.
issues.
Yeah, and one of the I went through the Apple Developer Program, which they teach you. They teach us how to create apps. So I went through they have a foundations program. It's a 1 month long program to see if you're fit for their program. So I did.
Oh.
And I got my certificate in it. You know, it's a
You have
fast-paced
been
program.
busy.
I
So, you know, when I'm listening to you, I'm thinking, wow, I'm saying I got to do this and that. And here she is doing it with, I got all, she's got the low vision,
Yes,
but
right.
she's not letting it stop you. Do you know how
Right.
encouraging
Dictating
that
your
is?
That's
That is
powerful.
really
Thank you.
encouraging.
Very
Yeah.
much
So
so.
with the
Wow.
Lotus House Cafe, is there a particular reason why you picked that name, Lotus House?
Well, yes, Lotus House Cafe. I love coffee.
Okay.
And the lotus flower is renewal, rebirth, and overcoming. And that's why I picked the lotus flower. I know people have other reasons why they pick, but that's the reason why it stuck with me. I prayed about it, Lord, what can I name my company? And that it came up with that. So I said, okay, and I looked it up, and I said, yes, that's it, because that's what I want to be able
I
to
love
help
that.
people
Me
to
too.
overcome,
Yes.
the difficulties in life.
And not
'Cause-
remain stuck
Yes,
in their
not
minds,
remain
which
stuck.
keeps us stuck in our ability.
Right.
Yes.
And you're a prime example how no matter what the challenge, life comes with challenges.
It does.
Absolutely.
And so
It
we have to
definitely
go
challenges.
beyond those challenges. I'm constantly always saying, I can do all things through Christ. I can do
That's
all
right.
things through
Yes,
Christ. who
that's
strengthens
right.
me. Because
Yes.
we get inundated with a lot of things a lot of times in life, but here you're a prime example. I mean, we all are. We all are some awesome women sitting here at
Yes.
this table,
Yes.
and the men too.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
awesome people, but we have to keep going. So with the Lotus House Cafe, you said is it going to be a coffee shop? I know
Yes.
you're still getting
Yes.
everything into play.
I'm still getting everything into place. So I want to do education and training.
Uh-huh.
I want to train them as far as being servers, baristas.
Okay.
That's one of the things that I
Yes.
want to do, and also training people with use of computers. So I've been in contact with a company, a major corporation, and they said they're going to look at me, see if they can work with me as far as
And get some
computers and stuff.
scholarships and,
Yes.
and
Yes.
funding going.
Sponsorship.
Wonderful.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So
That
that
is,
you and those are some of the programs that you want to
Those are
do
some of the programs
at the
yes.
coffee shop, and
Yes.
there's so many great coffee shops. I'm like in search of coffee shops now. I have been going to some great coffee shops around the
I'm a tea
area.
lover. Any tea there?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
they-
will.
all the coffee
we'll
shops have
definitely
tea.
have tea. I love tea
They
as well.
do.
Yeah.
I love tea as well.
Yeah.
And I even had coffee the other day with like, I don't know, blueberries or something. It's something different that I would have never have thought to have in my coffee.
Healthy.
And how was
But it was excellent.
Wow.
Excellent.
Well, the fact that you chose a coffee cafe, you know, to bring people together.
Yes.
I guess I'm imagining that you did it because it allows communication and
Yes.
engagement. Would I be correct?
Yes.
Well, tell us about your
Definitely.
mission statement.
So my mission statement is to increase independence, educational opportunities, and socioeconomic empowerment for the blind and visually impaired community.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
My,
wonderful.
well, my vision statement is for inclusivity, because a lot of blind people feel like we've been discarded, like pushed to the side, and it happens. You know, it happened to me. They'll push you to the side and just go sit in the corner. We'll help you out later. So I want us to feel like we're included in the society.
Yeah.
You know, that we can be a part. We can be a self-sufficient part of society and pay taxes like everybody else. You know, nobody wants to pay taxes, but hey, we want to feel like we are a part of life of the society.
And sometimes
So,
when things aren't affecting you, you tend to forget about
Yes.
that other person, and not know that they're a person too.
Yes.
Like I wouldn't have ever have known if you hadn't shared that you were low vision. And some people, you know, because you don't even carry a cane or anything, or do you carry one at
I
certain
do have
times?
one. I do have one.
Okay.
Yeah. But sometimes I don't need it at all times. But like contrast, I'm colorblind. I'm somewhat colorblind, not totally colorblind, and I can't see. My depth perception is a bit poor. Color scheme, stuff like that. So
And that didn't happen. Do the doctors know why that happened to you later in life?
it was medication.
Okay.
It was from medication,
Wow.
birth control pills.
Really?
I had to take, yeah, my mother was like, "Oh, you're 15. You know, the boys are looking at you now."
Yeah.
So I said,
I didn't had no idea the birth control pills could cause
Yes,
low vision.
They put that in the doctor's information. They don't put that in the information that you get, that the patients get.
So listeners, that's something to be mindful of as we're giving our children or taking birth control pills for ourselves. We need to be mindful of these things. And see, stuff can happen to anybody.
Yes.
That's right.
You always look at things and think, well, that will never happen to me, or that's not my story. But we need to learn how to communicate with one another and be
Yes.
mindful.
Yeah.
So even for those, I'm going to say it again, the event that's going to take place this coming Saturday is a communications event, so that we, the people who have 20/20 or whatever our vision is, can learn how to better communicate with people that are blind or low vision or hearing challenged. Yeah. And they don't like the word impaired anymore. I forget the
Is that
hearing.
right? Okay.
Yeah, they
Right.
it's another way they prefer to say
Okay.
not impaired.
Not like disability.
They don't like to or disability.
Disability.
But
Yeah,
but
that's what I thought. But okay, but you're teaching me something.
yeah,
new.
I'm learning myself.
Okay, yeah.
Because I said it the other day, they said no, we don't like to be called that. But
Okay.
but so this event next Saturday is going to be at Wayne County Community College District's Northwest Campus from 11 to 3. And you know, I encourage people to come out and so we can learn. I can't wait to get there so I can learn how to better communicate. You know, with one, we can learn how to better communicate with one another.
Well, Deborah, I wanted to ask you, because you're right, there is not enough sensitivity to people who are struggling, because people are struggling mentally as well.
Yes.
There is laughter, there is, you know, like you say, pushing away, there, you know, not trying to really understand. And I believe that's where intersectionality is all about, where we intersect one another, you know, and being able to bring that understanding and be inclusive, like you're saying. And I'm just wondering, have you found in dealing with the community is that there is abuse within the community? And what would you say? I mean, if it is, you know, and I know it is, but I'm asking you from what would you think?
Yeah, there is abuse, but I think it's all about our response to it as being blind and visually impaired. Well, as being people dealing with effects of blindness. And but me, when they say negative things to me, I talk to them. I engage with them, you know, and I say it's okay to ask me questions. You know, I'll answer whatever questions you need as long as it's not too personal. I can. So
So
you'll
people
know.
say negative things to you.
Oh well,
Not so much now, but when I first lost my sight, I think I was a lot more sensitive. So when I first lost my sight, I had to change schools. I had to do a lot of different things. And they gave me a cane that was as big as me with a hook on it. Okay, it was, I looked like, what's her name? Mary had a little lamb. I was on the bus. I was on the bus one day coming home from school, and I was still traumatized from losing my sight. And there were two little white ladies. They, they were sitting across from me, and I was sitting on the bus, and they were talking to each other. She's not blind. Is she blind? And I said, yes, but I can hear.
Yeah.
I can hear it. So, things like that. And I tell people, you got to laugh about it.
Yeah.
You can't get mad about it.
Yeah.
Laugh about it, engage. Most of the people, because it's fear. Because they're afraid, what if that happened to me?
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
fear. And
Yeah.
people, we need to understand that that's why people do a lot of stuff is based on fear, And you don't have to be afraid. Just, do what you need to do. You adapt. And, that's what we've learned to do.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for
Thank
that.
you for
Yeah.
sharing that.
Yeah, that is
So
good.
again, we might have listeners out there that are challenged with some of the same things, or feel free to give us a call. You can call us right here. We're on you're listening right now to Community Updates and Enlightened Hearts right here on Wjzz Cool TV. You can catch us every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And you can give us a call at 313-355-6018. And, this is the same WJZZ that has been the jazz station for the first jazz station in the country. And they have upcoming events every Thursday, twice a month on Thursday. They are doing the jazz series. So they have a jazz legacy series. And the next one will be July the 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. They're going to have the Matt LaRusso Trio with special guest vocalist Taylor Smith. And so you can go to the website, WJZZ website, or WJZZ Cool TV website and or Facebook page, and get more details about the tickets. Right now, the tickets are usually like $15 to $20. They're $20. They're not going to remain $20. I can tell you, as it grows and grows, so when you can get a concert ticket for $20, that's McDonald's.
Now, that's the truth right there.
It is. When I go to
Yeah.
McDonald's, or with the few times I go, it's like, what?
Yeah.
Well, how much did you say?
Yeah. Well, Deborah, before we make a switch, was there
Yeah.
anything that you wanted us to know, you wanted the audience to know about you, something that, you want to say to the audience?
I just want to say that whatever your difficulties you're having in life, you can overcome them.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of resources. This program offers a lot of resources. I watched some of the programs. They
Thank
have
you.
so many resources on this program. So contact them, and you can also contact me. Lotus House Cafe, Lotus _Cafe _House on Instagram. I'm a new nonprofit. I'm just starting, so I am looking for to create corporate partnerships, recruit donors, volunteers, and raise funds. So those are some of my
good.
strategic goals that we're
Okay.
looking forward to doing this year.
Give me you gave us, what did you give us? _, but give me your phone number.
Okay, the phone number is 586
Yes, ma'am.
563 3398.
Yeah, and
And
it's
do you-
Lotus
Lotus
Cafe.
Lotus _House _Cafe.
Oh, house. Okay.
And this is your website?
That's Instagram.
Instagram.
I'm still working on my website, and I'm doing it all myself. So
Yeah,
it's
so
taking
I
me
know it
some
takes time.
It's
That's
taking me some
okay.
time.
So you
Yeah.
can, for everyone who's listening, you can reach Deborah Turner at area code 586-563-3398, or you can go to her Instagram at Lotus LOTUS _house HOUSE _cafe And again, Deborah, we thank you so much. We're not going anywhere. We're going to chime in, but we're going to talk to Dr. Mary here, and she's going to share with us some of the things. But it's been wonderful. And if you want to support this organization, she's new. The Lotus House Cafe is going to be a new coffee shop that is coming to the greater Detroit area. Or I'm not sure where you're going to have it.
Yes, definitely greater Detroit area.
Okay. Yes. And it's going to be in particularly to help the blind and low vision community, but it will be for everyone to come and get some coffee, educational programs, and tea. That's right. Coffee and tea.
That's right.
So come on out, but you can reach her.
To continue to talk, because I'm a counselor, you know, and it's needed. How about that?
That's one of the things I want. I want to do group therapy.
Okay.
And when I did psych as well as physical dysfunction, and I used to run groups, so I would
Yes, let's keep on
Definitely.
talking.
Okay.
Definitely.
I'm gonna read
Dr. Mary Seegers.
Did you want to read her?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
So Dr. Mary Seegers is the founder and CEO of Seegers Consulting Group, and she's committed to providing the needed tools to be the best leaders in corporate and personal environments. She is a certified John Maxwell coach, of which you are too, a public speaker and trainer, and she has published 2 best-selling books, Power Talk Begins with Power Thought, and Wake Up the Leader Within You. And her desire, I love those titles, her desire is to help people tell their stories and speak their truth. And so Dr. Seegers has a ability. She will allow you to do anthologies of your own stories, and she's going to be telling us how to reach her. But she has an awesome publishing company and has coached and assisted over 40 authors to become published authors in her 4 anthologies. So Dr. Seegers, and there's much more. She's an awesome mother, woman, leader, has been a speaker in Cairo, Egypt. She's a Bangkok, Thailand, and just speaking all over the country. Isn't that wonderful? Wow. And a part of various organizations, the Professional Women's Network, and worked with Alternative for Girls, which is a program for runaway teenagers, and a part of Toastmasters. I'm a Toastmaster alum as well. Awesome. And so she lives here in Michigan and loves to travel with her family. So Dr. Seegers, we welcome you and thank you, Dr. Mary Seegers, to our podcast here. And so you want to tell us why you do what you do. Because you do a lot.
I do, with the help of the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, I do what I do. I get up in the morning wanting to, I love people, first of all.
Yeah.
You have to love people to do what you have to do. And so I love seeing people being successful. I love people seeing them use their full potential and be their true, authentic self. And sometimes it takes removing a lot of the layers so they can come out to that core individual. And so I just enjoy helping people to be who they are, because it happened to me. I had to learn how to love me for who I am. I was the baby of 6, and I wasn't spoiled. I think I was just loved a little more by my parents.
She had to qualify that.
That's a nice way to put it.
I mean, they had the training from all the other 5, so when I came along, it was like, okay, we got you now.
Yeah.
You know, we got it. We got this parenting thing down real good.
Right.
And I just happened to be taking advantage of my mother's wisdom and my father's wisdom. They saw the gift that was inside of me, teaching and loving to show that and express that. So I was thankful for my parents. I had a lot of wisdom from them. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
But now, that's wonderful. But if you could go back in time, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Ooh, believe it or not, at 18 I was married with 1 child already. I graduated from high school at 16. I double promoted back then. That's what they did. But I would tell my 18-year-old self, Mary, keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive. Keep yourself motivated. Be around people who are like-minded like you. Just encourage, because it's going to get better, kiddo. it's gonna be better on the other
I love
side.
that.
You know,
That's so true.
it is true.
Yeah.
So
Because at
true.
18, you think, is this it? You know, and so you have to know that there's yet a better you're developing into who you were meant to be.
Yeah.
And so just keep doing the things that you're doing and enjoy life, and just don't ever give up. Never give up.
No, Mary, how
Yes.
did you get involved in speaking? I know you love people,
Right.
But why speaking?
You know, when I was about 8 or 9 years old, we had my block I lived on. I used to love to write poems and short stories, and and so I would always be on my front porch playing school. You remember that? And they said, "Mary, you be the teacher." So I'm out in front. All my girlfriends, we're still best friends now. We're 60 plus
awesome.
years
Yes.
on my street, and so they said, "Well, tell us another story." And I would always find myself speaking. And then when I was in church, my mother got us involved in church at an early age. And
That's when I started speaking.
Yes,
in church, as a
absolutely.
little
Yes.
people reading a scripture,
Exactly.
having you stand before people.
Right. Remember they had the children church.
children's,
children
yes,
church. I was
yeah.
always seemed like that leader just came up. It just rose up in me. This little Mary, what do you think about that? And I would give my 6 cents. Very good, my interpretation of the scripture. So I've always spoke. I've always been, I don't want to say outspoken, but I've always had something I thought that would add value to people.
Yeah.
I had something to share with others that would help them, encourage them, strengthen them.
That's wonderful.
And what made you so you're speaking?
Yes.
You're a trainer,
Yes.
right? And you've written books.
Yes.
So tell us about your 2 bestsellers.
Yes.
Yes. The first one, I was going through my doctorate degree and I had to write my dissertation. So my counselor said, well, why don't you turn your dissertation into your book afterwards? Take off all the reference, so I did that, and it's called Power Talk Begins with Power Thoughts. And that's primarily that it's self-talk to victory. We do talk to ourselves. Make sure we're saying the right things to ourselves. I was
So
listening
important.
to be right, because we can sabotage our own self. We could be our own worst critic. We don't need anybody outside of that. But if you encourage yourself, and in that book,
Can
I
you
talk
say that
about
again? That was so important because we can be our own worst critic,
That's right.
Mhm.
and we have to be. Say it, please.
Yes.
That was
You know,
wonderful.
The book's Power Talk Begins with Power Thoughts. It's a
Yes.
self-talk book to victory, because we don't want to talk to ourselves negatively and sabotage ourselves. We have to say the things that God says about us. We are more than a conqueror. I can do all things through Christ. And so we have to, and in that book I have in the back, I call it affirmative affirmations, or really it's really therapy. I call it
Now, for
and
people that are watching that are maybe not Christians,
Yes.
maybe they don't read the Bible.
Right,
What
right.
I found is in my study, because I'm a minister as well,
Yes.
is that you could be reading the Torah, you could be reading the Quran,
That's
you
right.
could be reading the meditational, motivational thoughts from being a Hare Krishna,
That's right.
a Buddhist or something.
That's right.
They all saying the same thing.
The same
All
principles.
saying the same principles.
Absolutely.
Same
Absolutely.
principles.
I agree.
And so you can,
So-
because I've studied all
Yes.
of those.
Me too.
You too. And they all say the same, but
They
it's
do.
just that, and so it's important to keep
Yes.
positive, motivational things in front of you.
Yes.
Be around positive people
Yes.
that help encourage you, because as you just said, Dr. Mary,
Yes.
we can be our own worst critic.
So true.
So true.
So true.
That is, thank you for
Absolutely.
sharing that.
Yes.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't
No,
mean to
no,
stop
no,
you. But that
that's
was
fine.
just because sometimes
That's right.
people, I know we have people that are listening
Right.
that don't necessarily read the Bible.
Absolutely.
Yes. but it's still
it's
important for us to just
positive.
being kind to someone. You can give
Yes.
someone a
Yes.
smile,
Oh,
and that helps cheer up someone's day. Just the
It does.
little things.
yes.
I think too, even in saying that, and Mary,
Yes.
wouldn't you say though that sometimes we have the tendency to discredit ourselves as well, because the Bible says that God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son.
Right.
So there's a love here
Yes.
that God has for the world,
Absolutely.
and so we are created.
That's
and
right.
that's my belief. So I don't want to
Yeah.
push it off on anybody
But
else.
we all
No,
believe in
no.
God.
Yeah.
We all believe in something
Yes.
higher than
Right,
ourselves.
right,
It's just when
absolutely.
we get to the Jesus part where we
Right,
differ.
right.
Well, that's true. And so if we all are made by God,
That's
then
right,
we
created.
can all have some form of spirituality.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And we, whether
Absolutely, yes.
if you're
And
not even
high-
studying
seeking
all those
higher
things,
thought process.
That's right. It's seeking
That's
a higher
right.
thought process. And so you are
Yes.
somebody
That's
Yeah.
because
right.
God made you somebody,
You were
right?
Yes,
created.
that's right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. And I like
And
how
we're
you
more
said
than a
that.
conqueror.
I know that's right. You got to remember that. Sometimes you feel so defeated,
Yes.
so depleted, because the society can put that on us, and then we put it
right.
on ourselves as well. We're so hard on ourselves.
That's
And
right.
that's why I say be kind to yourself, and then you can learn how to be kind to others.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we just have to remember those things. When you mentioned that about for God so loved the world, He also reminded us to love your neighbor or your next door neighbor, your
as
stranger,
yourself.
as yourself. So
That's
self love is not selfish.
Yeah.
That's
It's
right.
needed. And a lot of times I think we have self hatred. And so we have to learn how to truly love ourselves, you know, just how we are.
Just
you know.
how we are.
I said, you know, my nose got to be there because my glasses, God knew I needed glasses. So, you know, I said, I'm going to get this nose fixed. But He said, no, it's perfect just the way
Perfect
it
the way
is.
it
When I
is.
was
Yeah.
growing up, my feet were larger than everyone else's feet at a young age. I was wearing a 10 very early.
Wow, yes.
And I had big, and
You were just
I
blessed.
did.
You were just
at a
blessed.
I was blessed. But I didn't know it as a blessing.
I know.
And then I was
kid.
dark skinned.
Oh,
And so
yes.
people would always say, "Ooh, you're a pretty black girl."
I used to
I
get
never
that.
took that as a compliment. And my feet were large, and so my mother had to constantly remind me, "Michelle, your feet are just as God made them to be.
Come on.
He
say
created
that.
you. He didn't make a mistake.
Right.
That's how your feet's supposed to be. Your
That's
skin
right.
color you're supposed to
That's
be."
right. That's
And
right.
so we have to, sometimes we look at ourselves
Yes.
and don't think that we are as beautiful as we are, and whatever that looks like.
That's right.
So
She
maybe there
empowered
might be
you.
people. Oh, she did.
Your mother empowered you.
She did.
Yes.
I didn't
yes.
have a lot of that, so that when you said that, I saw that. So I had to I had to kind of figure it out.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That
Parents
is good.
really need to do that with their kids.
They
I
do.
agree.
And
I
there's
agree.
probably some people
That's
listening right now that are still trying to figure that part out. Feel free to call in at 313-355-6018. Share with us maybe some of the challenges, internal challenges, and maybe even if you just need an encouraging word.
Yes.
We are here
Yes.
to encourage you.
That's true.
I don't have to see your face to know that you're a beautiful individual
That's
because
right.
God made you just the
Just
way
the way
you're
you are.
supposed to be
Amen.
made.
That's right.
That's right.
Spread the word.
Spread the word.
That's right. Spread the word.
Now, you know,
She didn't get to mention her next, her
Oh,
second.
your second
Yes.
book. Thank
Wake
you.
up the leader within you.
Yes.
And I'm so adamant about a leader is not a title.
That's right.
It's not a job. If you have influence or made a difference in someone's life, you are a leader.
That's right.
And I always stress that with my grandchildren. My granddaughter, she's a true natural leader. But I always tell her that you can impart that leadership, you know, skills to others by being a good leader. First, you have to lead yourself well.
What about the people that don't know that? Like I have one of my granddaughters. She knows she's a leader.
I'm about to say.
But my grandson is a leader as well.
Yes.
But
yes.
he doesn't always know or feel that he's the leader.
You know, we must
And some
live
people have
close
to
by.
learn that.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
my grandson, he's very, he's an introvert, but he's a thinker and he's He's an
Thinker.
awesome leader.
Yes. Awesome.
You know, he just graduated from high school.
Oh.
And now he's working before he goes off to Oakland University.
Oh, wonderful.
He's
Congratulations.
He's working down at Wayne State University. So I told him, I said, you know, when I graduated from high school, my first job was at Wayne State University. So you're following some great footsteps, good boy, you know.
Yeah.
And he kind of chuckled, but he said, you know what, Granny? He said, I don't talk a lot, but I think a lot, and I really analyze a lot. I said, I know that you didn't have to tell me that. So you don't have to be outspoken to be a leader, but he's more of a leader than my granddaughter, I think, because he's always thinking and he's strategizing and he's analyzing, and then he makes those things happen.
Yeah.
And so I told, at
Solving
17 years
problems.
of solving problems, I said, if you can solve a problem, you're going to do great in this world.
And my
Only
grandson's just 12.
years old. It's okay.
He's not even 12 yet. He'll be
Okay.
12.
Yes.
But he's such a thinker. He's always thinking, solving problems. He thinks way ahead of time.
Oh, yes.
And that's really good. So,
good.
do you give some tools for people to pull out the leader within them? I know you mentioned in the Power Talk begins with Power Thought that you have some things in the back of your book to give people encouragement. Like sometimes I used to put, I don't do it as much anymore, but sticky notes.
Oh, yes.
Everywhere. Or make or
I
copy
know.
things on a, print them out on a piece of paper and put them above me, put them in the bathroom and around my mirror to remind myself. And people always think that I'm more confident than what I always am. I'm not always as confident as I project.
Yes.
But what are some of the tools that you give? And we've got a caller that's calling in. Come on, caller. Hello, caller. Hi, caller. Thank you for calling in. Do you have a question or comment you wanted to share? Can you hear us, caller? Oh, I think the caller went away. Feel free to call back. But go ahead.
Yes, in the Wake Up the Leader Within You, I outlined 4 steps to wake up. I said sometimes we walk around in life sleepwalking. We're not aware. So the first one is arise. Arise from your slumberness. Arise from your walking in sleep, And so you have to be aware. The second one is the awareness. You have to aware who you are and what are your great qualities and your gifting. And then the third one is to adapt. Get out of your comfort zone. I said the adventure starts outside of the comfort zone. So you have to learn, be open to learn new things, new experiences, new people, new environments, so that you can
my
grow.
sister over here.
Exactly. So,
and then that a lot.
The top one is just be the best leader you were designed. So it's like a pyramid that you first arise, wake up from your sleepiness. Because a lot of times we're walking through life wide awake though, but not aware
really
of who we are. Really sleep.
Just going from day to day, routine
going through
to
the
routine,
motion,
going through the motions.
Wake up, brush
do
your teeth,
something
do
different.
a job that you're not even probably
enjoying.
for, right? And so after you do the arise, you have to really be aware. Self-awareness is so important. If you don't know who you are, how you're going to share with somebody else who you are. So you got to hone in on your gifts and to know your purpose and your calling. And then step out of that, and that's where I say you may have to invest in yourself and hire a coach.
You do have to invest in yourself.
You have to invest in yourself.
Really do.
Now, both of you are John Maxwell, national speaker.
Yeah,
I know. You invested dearly in that.
Dearly.
Yes.
But it was worth the
it.
investment.
Yeah, the return on the investment has been great.
Yes.
It really has been. Yes.
Because when you talk about the leader within, and just even listening to you, Deborah, you didn't have that guidance you were talking about. But you connected and you found a way. That's a true leader.
Absolutely.
Because you allowed yourself to be influenced. You could have not listened to nobody, right? And be right where you were. But you listened, and now you're on the other side of that, influencing others. And in leadership is really what Mary was saying. It's about character, right? It's about behavior. It's about how you walking in life, how you talking in life. Is it matching up?
Right.
So Mary, I'll let you even add to that.
No, I love that,
say,
and I totally agree. And I even have a program like, how can people become a better leader? I have a program called Be Bold, BOLD, and Lead. And the B stands for Be Brave. Step out of your comfort zone. That's how you grow. The O stands for outstanding. That speaks to your character. Are you a person of integrity? If you're a person of honesty, are you a person that keeps your word? The L stands for loyalty. You have to be loyal first to yourself, true to yourself, and then the followers or the people who's looking, up to you can know that you're loyal and you're sincere and want to help them. And then D is be decisive. No one will follow a leader who's indecisive. Make a decision. I cannot stand people who's so indecisive. It just
can't stand them.
I just can't. No, I'm going there. You see people like that. What do you want? I don't know. Make a decision.
Plus, it's a time waster. Like, come on.
Absolutely. I know.
Can you make a decision?
This time next year, right? Okay.
Well, that's very true because that puts you in lukewarm water.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know,
Correct.
can I not stand them? But there is guidance and encouragement that is needed, right? And so
We have a caller. Hello, caller. Thank you for calling in. Can you hear us, caller?
Is that me?
Speak up a little louder for us. We can barely. I can hear you just very little.
Can you hear me?
And we thank you for calling in.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you speak up a little louder?
Okay, let me try it. Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you now. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
calling.
Okay, hello. Is this the Community Updates podcast?
Yes, it is, sir.
and enlightened heart.
And enlightened hearts. And thank you for calling in.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure I had the right program. You guys are saying my name is Richard Clay, and you all were giving some really, really good information and guidance and direction on leadership and creating leaders, I'm sure, as people are listening. And I was calling in. I recently attended the program, the Pre-Father's Day program that some of your guests were involved in putting on there. And I just called in to say that it was a very good program.
Wow.
And
In
happy
celebration
Father's
of the
Day.
Father.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed my Father's Day. I enjoyed the Father's Day program. It was really, really nice. And I think all of the fathers in attended who were saluted and uplifted, they all enjoyed the program that Miss Deborah Turner, Miss Deborah Lee, and a lot of others were there to put on for the community. And it was just a really nice program. And so I just called in to say that you all are doing a really good job and letting people know that it's time to invest in themselves. It's time to
Yes.
step forward and provide the leadership that this community needs.
Well, Mr. Clay, we thank you so much for
Yes.
calling in. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. We are here on WJZZ Cool TV every Wednesday from 6 to 7. And our purpose is to always share good information for our communities and to get information out to people like yourselves. And we thank you for calling. And you have a wonderful evening. And again, happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day.
You
and
too.
happy
Thank you very
Juneteenth.
much.
And happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth to all of you.
Yes.
Did you want to share something?
Yes. So Mr. Richard Clay, he is master's degree teacher. He's written several books. He's
We'll have to have you on,
Yeah.
Mr. Clay.
He's
We'll-
a life coach. He
Okay.
does coaching, and
We'll get your information from Miss Turner,
Yes.
and so that we can have you on and you can share what you do in the communities to help other people. But the time is running out. We have one more minute, so I want to thank you so much for calling, Mr. Clay. We're going to get your information from Miss Turner, and again, you have a wonderful evening. We'll look forward to meeting you.
So before we go,
Yes,
Mary,
ma'am.
did you have a last word?
The last word I would like to give to the audience is similar to what Deborah said, and I concur 100%. Never give up.
Yeah.
Keep striving to be your best, to do your best. And I can promise you this, when you do that on a daily basis, you will find that you'll be fulfilled. You feel like you're contributing to the world, and you will be a great asset to others. So just keep doing the best thing that you can do, and never give up.
Yes.
Thank you. And how can people reach you and want to get a copy of your book?
Yes, they can reach me. I'm on all the social media under Dr. Mary Seegers, and that's Segars. I have a weekly podcast as well, Wisdom Wednesday podcast, and that comes on Wednesday at 10 o'clock a.m. And it's just
And where,
wisdom.
on what platform?
It's on a Facebook page. So just look
Okay.
under Wisdom Wednesday podcast with Dr. Mary Seegers, where
Is
I
there
get,
a number or website that you want to
yes,
share?
let me give you my phone number is 248-867-6092, and my website is www.segars consult group.com. And all of my book information, my coaching
Everything's
information
on
is
there.
on that website.
Oh, great.
So
You got
again, for those of you who are listening, you can reach Dr. Mary Seegers at 248-867-6092, or go to her Wednesday Wisdom at 10 o'clock a.m. on Facebook. And you can go to her website at www.segars, Segars consult, consult group.com. And you can reach Lion Deborah Turner at 586-563-3398, and that's you can go to her Instagram also at Lotus_House Cafe, LOTUS _House_Cafe.
Yeah.
Again, we thank you all for tuning in to Community
Yes.
Updates and Enlightened Hearts, and we look forward to seeing you again soon next Wednesday,
Yes.
6 to
See you
7
soon.
p.m. Have a great evening.